Yep.
Then I go to Facebook and tell everybody, if you don't hurry up, you're going to get pimp slapped.
Is that so?
See, it always comes
We live? Yeah, we is.
Yep.
Then I go to Facebook and tell everybody, if you don't hurry up, you're going to get pimp slapped.
We always get you, man. We always get you at the right time. It's perfect timing. So everybody, this is Convrs8.
What's up, everybody? Y'all know how I do. I threaten your life before I show you love.
Come on through. We're about to press record on the podcast.
Slide in the DMs.
Just starting the broadcast portion.
Not mine either.
Not mine either. Not my personal DMs.
No, don't slide in the Convrs8 DMs.
Talk personal, like don't talk personal business. Talk business.
Yes.
Because my wife will kill you.
Mine will be right there with him.
Right.
Yeah.
On the front lines.
Yeah, don't get me cut.
On the front lines. All three of them.
Stab.
Yeah, we married.
However, there is one single person on the panel.
Yeah.
If you're single and ready to mingle, and you love Jesus,
I'm about to say, and you also tango with the Lord.
Tango with him now.
then I mean, hey.
That's a very intimate dance, so.
Yeah, I mean, that means you close to Jesus.
I mean, you know. I hope you're close to Jesus.
Yeah, I hope you.
Please contact either of these people to see if you're eligible to date.
Yeah, you eligible. You got to pass the test.
That is the DM filter right here. He's the filter.
Because I know if you just some little young Thundercat trying to use your seductive ways to get into my sister's heart. But you know what'll be there? Me and Jesus with spears.
Wow.
A couple Doberman pictures, too.
The Doberman picture releases on me. Like, hey, just go on and get him. Chew him up good.
Chew him up good.
And I'll be the good cop. I'll be the good cop.
He'll be reasonable with you guys.
Yeah.
Good.
While they slap
We
me
need
up
balance.
Yeah.
Balance, I guess.
Yeah.
We lie, baby.
So, you know, we you know our routine. We just come from different activities that revolves around our ministry. You know, today was a young marriage devo.
Babysitting.
You know, she was babysitting.
I don't know what kind of babysitting that was, though.
Yeah, because
I was hearing a lot of noises upstairs.
Hey, everybody paused and kind of like raised their eyebrow like.
Aria was very upset, so she was screaming. Don't know why. All it was that the little Ethan was telling her that she couldn't watch the movie and she got upset. Okay.
Awesome.
And then Ethan hit her with the tail that was wearing as a cat. He was swinging it around and hit her in the face. She cried again. That's all it was. I was not torturing the kid.
So you took it from someone else's costume?
No, so Tamara let him hold it, like play with it, but he was swinging it around and it hit Aria in the face.
Ouch.
And she was upset. So I was not torturing the kids.
That's what they said.
That's what I was doing.
So, you know,
it's like these people down there
got a
probably
wonderful
think that I'm
show
hurting
for you
these
guys.
kids.
We got
I am not.
Mr. JD Vick with us. You
Yes.
know what I mean? AKA Hats. AKA If You Don't Do It, I Will. Yeah, I mean, because the kingdom must keep on pressing on.
Come now, press it on now.
They got to move forward.
Like press on nails.
With or without you lazy jiggabugs.
What? He's tired.
Already?
Not his words, mine.
He's tired. He's tired. And he has coffee in the system.
Tired with coffee.
It's one of those
Always
days.
works out well. You know what I mean?
Brought to you by Kroger.
Kroger's also.
Oh, hold on. Let's turn it around before Quay gets
Yeah. When you tunes in, they'll all be alive.
Because Quay gonna let us know all this free advertisement.
Styrofoam cup.
Exactly.
Let me just turn it just so.
All you see is cranberry and limes. That's not conducive to me picking it up and drinking, though. You got to turn it around.
Exactly.
Refreshing.
Splendid. Brilliant.
So, guys, we gonna wait just a little bit while longer. I know we later.
We are.
A little bit while.
We are.
We later than we normally are.
Yes,
You know
because
what I
the
mean?
most Atlanta thing happened ever.
Exactly.
These two were stuck in epic traffic.
Epic.
You know.
Ridiculous.
And I wasn't about to just go live with an empty studio
But he did go live with it.
Yeah,
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Something that you're probably never
He was talking about the chicken
anymore.
wings that he was roasting.
Oh, man.
1, 2, 3. He said the El Studio.
El Studio. You know
That's
what I mean?
Spanish for studio.
Oh, is it now?
In our dialect.
Yeah.
Slap L in front of it.
Just slap L
Slap
in the
it
pop.
And O on the
If you
end.
put La in front of it, make it French.
Yeah.
La frosted
Or a
flake.
female conjugation.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is a female conjugation.
It is.
Maybe hopefully people will just come on flooding in.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
the Browns
Browns.
are
What's going on?
Hey, man,
Sorry,
The
man.
real ones. The real
Namesake, what's
ones.
happening?
We know we late. You know what I mean? Tell Zoe we
Hey,
sorry.
Zoe.
You know what I mean? Hold up, what am I doing going LG live, man?
LG Live.
Yeah, like I bet you I just cut my TV on at the house.
Javon walks in
Yeah,
and is like,
what is going on?
Javon gonna she know when everything off. Yeah, I mean, she was like, hey, I got a feeling like the stove light still on. Come home, the stove light still on.
Not the stove light.
Not a feeling though.
Javon be knowing, man.
Got a feeling that though.
Anything she like Terry Crews off everybody.
Armani, you are correct. It will be Le Frosted Flick.
Hey, you be quiet with your Las Vegas self. Off in Las Vegas
Oh,
land.
Las Vegas. Celebrating the birthday, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Get this
So done.
shared.
Oh, this is an updated thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
Walkie talkie. Upgrade from the next till church there.
Yeah.
What's your 20?
Yeah, that was I mean, Siobhan and Rhonda were talking on the phone on the wrist. But I was like, man, what y'all doing, man? Just pick your phone up.
Nah, that's not as cool though.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you can't do that with your regular old watch over there. So
Your regular.
Oh, I'm sharing it to like my personal page.
Yeah, I did it too. I did the Convrs8 group.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
you shared it in the Convrs8 group.
Yeah, I didn't do it to the page though.
Okay. Who would the Brown? Oh, never mind.
Who are the brat?
Hey, go tell y'all mama and them to come watch us, man. Tired of this.
Mommy.
Y'all about to make me switch back to Facebook if y'all heard me get over here.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Nah, we gotta build their.
and you know how that goes.
discipline.
They'll delete our videos because if we say God more than 3 times, the video gets deleted.
So you gonna spill all the tea on Facebook?
If that was the case, then the pastor would have no live videos.
Exactly. They took all our Mevo live videos off on Monday.
On Monday
Our
when we get
biggest
our best.
traffic
Wow.
Day, we get all our
The
traffic.
day after.
And they just said,
Just disappeared, huh?
Deboed us. They dissed us. So we were just like, that's it.
That explains it.
We gotta pack everything up.
gotta pack everything up, taking my ball and play somewhere else.
So love you, Facebook.
All right, man, we finna go ahead and start the live recording part of this thing. We don't wait it long enough. I'm tired of waiting on you people.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
7
I mean,
people.
We're just gonna get it going.
You know how I do. I show love. and
There's
then
7
I-
people on here, but
show
only
a
2
little-
commented.
Huh?
There's 7 people watching.
Yeah, so we just gotta give them.
Well,
some
hold on, wait a
content.
minute. 3 of them are us.
Us, man. 3 of them are us. So it's 4 people watching. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, something else.
Hey, somebody go teach Latasha
Yes.
Jackson how to work YouTube, please.
Yes. Get her. Get her
She
phone.
keeps saying she don't know how to do it.
Pointed in the
Grant,
right direction.
where are you?
Yeah.
You know Kennedy, though.
Exactly. Grant Kennedy, somebody. Show your mother.
And while you two are
How
on,
to
like,
use.
subscribe and ring the bell, please.
Ring the
You know what? I'm finna send it directly to Latasha.
Ring
She's like, here you go, Latasha. There you go.
I just got Paul on there subscribing to us.
Really?
Yes, Paul.
Yeah.
Paulie V. Paul Vendries.
Yeah, he been asking where we was at.
Yep.
Where y'all be?
Real.
Where y'all be, son?
I mention it every week. YouTube. We're gonna start like a viral marketing campaign for that. It has to. That's what it's gonna take.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's do it.
Yeah, man. Because you can watch this like on TV, man, with your smart device.
Yeah, we go when we get our space, studio
awesome.
space.
It's gonna look awesome.
I'm telling you,
Spacey.
I can't.
Oh, Spacio.
You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
That's that good Spanish.
I'm telling you, my son bilingual. You should. I should know,
Yeah.
but I don't.
You don't.
You know, we gonna have a sports show for you guys. I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing else.
It's a little, yeah.
Nah, I'm telling everybody. I don't care what you think. Nah, I'm just playing. I ain't gonna tell y'all nothing.
Wow. Yeah, you just went right up against it and.
That's how I do. That's how I do.
Yeah.
Oh, them watching us on the smart
On the
TV.
smart TV, y'all fancy.
Hey, that's right.
Who watching us on the
Oh,
smart
Creed.
TV?
The YouTube's on the television.
See, that's why we got it for that.
Technology.
You know what I'm saying? Zoe, this is one of your friends, of your mother and father. Listen to my voice and get up and walk.
Now,
Is that how it works? She was looking around like,
Walk.
You know what?
Did somebody say walk?
And climb up out of it. Like, feel good.
been waiting on this.
Exactly. Let me plug my headphones back in.
It's not gonna. You're not gonna hear
You don't-
anything.
You a lie. I hear everything.
You do.
Boop.
Did it
It's
change?
only when it play back. But while it's recording, it's
got
gonna let
it.
me hear out the
Bet.
interface.
Mm-hmm.
Bet.
Yeah.
All right. What? What?
This is why we don't sit.
This
by
is
each
why.
other.
This is why. It worked once. I don't.
Yeah, it worked.
Why am I expecting
I
it to
don't
work
know.
twice?
Hey,
Miracles happen.
it do. Everybody's voice sounds so good on the mic today. I'm ready to record now.
That's it.
Okay,
All right,
we
everybody,
got
we're
that.
gonna record from the start of the show. 1, 2. Hold up, I got this. Since y'all clear y'all through.
You need to get that checked. I don't know about that. Clear that out.
Sound like you might get the zombie virus.
Cough up a hairball over there.
Woo! All right.
My.
All right.
Flying start.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What up, everybody? It's your boy Darius J.
And I'm Stevie Neil.
And this your girl Mela G.
With special guests.
JD Vick.
Eardrums are distorted for you headphone listeners.
You are deaf, and this is Convrs8.
This is Convrs8, yo. Welcome
Killed
to
your
the
ears.
show. This is a show of variety.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We get on here and talk about topics and give our own viewpoints. This is a place where white collar, no collar, every collar, no shirts could come and be on the show and share their ideas about everything
No shirts, no
we
rules.
talk about. Exactly. No shirts, no rules. But we have yet to have anybody come on here with no shirts. And
We're not doing that, though.
we're not. And we are on several platforms.
There's one rule.
Yeah, we are on several platforms. We're just gonna name a few: Spotify, iTunes, and yeah, them are big ones.
Them
you know
big
what I mean?
ones
We
now.
ain't on SoundCloud yet, cause SoundCloud don't show no love to us regular people.
I don't know
But we on
what's
Breaker
up with
too. But this is Convrs8, and let's start the show.
That's right. That's right. We usually start this with how you living.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ladies first. How you living, Mela?
I'm just kidding.
Jeezy. How you living?
Well, right now I'm a little.
Make sure you
Tired.
copy your mic, man.
I'm talking into the mic, Darius J. Now.
All right.
Anyways, so guys, this Saturday is the premiere of the pilot episode. I'm so excited. It's actually here. I can't believe it. Yeah.
You don't sound excited.
I'm tired.
Okay. You just gonna snap at me.
You
like
need a
that,
little
huh?
cough for yourself. huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Use a little caffeine boost.
Exactly. You need something to boost your morale.
I'm trying. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, that's how I'm living. Got some good opportunities over the weekend as
Yeah.
well. Not gonna share that information, but
To stop us short. just leave us wanting more there.
Yeah, cliffhanger.
Like a Walking Dead episode.
I made a 98 in my first class in my master's degree, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
on to a good start. Let's keep it that way. Yeah, I'm excited. My family's coming into town Friday. That's gonna be interesting.
Really?
Pray for me. Yeah, I'm excited though. You guys, he's not gonna make it, but I'm excited for you guys to come and experience. We have a fun, full night. Be on time. Be on time.
On time.
On
7 p.m. sharp.
On time.
If you come later than that, you will miss everything.
Everything.
There's gonna be a guy outside the door, like telling you can't come in.
Exactly.
Y'all gonna have a bouncer?
Y'all gonna have
We have
Like an usher.
We have,
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
Serious usher.
I'm about to say, y'all got what is it, a Chris Maxwell type bouncer? Or is it a Julius type bouncer?
Do you want to be the bouncer?
Nah, I'm too clean for that. I'm too
Okay.
clean.
It's like Bruce Campbell in Spider-Man 2. The guy's just like... and it's points to the side.
No.
You can't.
But if your name is not on the list, you will not get in. Okay.
Ooh,
There it is.
Oh,
Doing it like that.
It's
The
RSVP, private event.
Respondez si vous plaît. Okay.
What he said in French.
I told you I know French.
No, you don't.
Dude, mind blown. I never...
You never knew that's what that meant. Yeah, it's French for respond, please.
Yes.
Will you please respond?
That's it.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm telling you, learn something new every day.
They don't come out with that.
Every day. All day. Every day. One cell.
Now we'll slide over to our guest. How you living, JD?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here, kicking it with y'all. Cutting up with my country cousin.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This week coming up, I'll be in California, spending some time with my son, and
Yay.
he'll be 12 this year. So it's crazy. I got a preteen child. So that'll be cool. And I'm always excited about being in Cali. You got the beach and the mountains in the same place. So I'm living good.
That's good, man. That's good.
That would mess with me.
Mess with you? What you mean?
I can ski and go to the beach in the same state. That's insane.
You can. Drive upstate a I
Yeah, you
go snowboarding, and you can skateboarding on the beach.
Exactly.
I would think I'm in my own country. It's just I don't need the rest of America.
Hey, if it wasn't so expensive, I wouldn't mind living out there.
That's what I say all the time.
Right.
That's what I tell my
Pockets.
wife. I said, hey, man, if it wasn't so expensive, I could live there.
Hey,
Boy, you can get $350,000 to get you a
Shoebox.
a 1-bedroom studio. You'll be able to cook chicken and take naps at the same time.
that's about it.
That's about it.
Have like a Murphy bed, just fold
Exactly.
into the
That's
wall.
what I'm talking about. Yeah, I get a job for Google. I said, man, we must gonna live on the site. Yeah,
You actually can't you?
I think they do.
Yeah,
I think
they
have
got.
residents
Yeah,
there.
they have residents
I'm
there.
telling you.
I show up there. I just be walking in there eating their snacks and everything.
The free snacks.
Exactly, free snacks. And their free snacks ain't just like regular people snacks. These are actual like wholesome snacks.
I'm telling you.
So-
3 ingredients.
Exactly.
You can read them all.
It ain't just sugar and color.
Not little frosted flakes.
Exactly.
So done.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? You got whole food quality snacks. in
Oh,
there,
okay.
Oh yeah,
So
I bet.
yeah.
Yes. So,
Stevie Neil, how you living?
Oh,
Thank
you gonna
you.
go to
Thank you
yourself?
very much.
I'm still going last.
You always go last.
I thought
You
you
was about to do the
insisted on
same thing
this.
you
Oh
do.
yeah, you're right. I
Oh,
just
Stevie Neil, how
I didn't
you-
know. I was gonna conduct you this time.
I was trying to throw myself like a self alley oop. Just
So you're gonna
I
do a
was on the brink, I was
LeBron? You're
good.
gonna be a
And I intercepted it.
and just throw it off the glass and go back.
But
I
see,
dropped it.
I threw it a little bit flicked it, and she rescued me.
Yeah, I
and
did.
threw it correctly.
Correctly.
Yes.
So none of us playing basketball, I see.
But yes, I am living well. Just a piece of my week was yesterday doing a whole bunch of yard work. Had to control some of the brush in the backyard, and then like the vines growing through the fence into the quote unquote right of way of the passersby. I have a corner lot. These are corner lot problems. Everybody walks by my house. So I was using some hedge clippers.
Hedge clippers, not even. Oh man.
Yeah, hedge
I
clippers.
don't think you had the right tools for the
No, not at all. You could have called us for that. You know?
Yeah, I'm about to say you could have. I had my own lawn service.
Me
once
too.
or twice in life. I know how to get rid of grass.
You know, well, it wasn't so much grass. It was kind of like some weeds that had grown really tall, but like died and looked really ugly or whatever.
So sad.
And then on top of that, there's tree debris under it, so I couldn't just mow it.
Oh,
you know,
you ain't gonna use that.
all you need is a bush hog.
what?
Bush hog.
Mm-hmm.
That'll destroy everything you got out there.
What, you ain't never heard of that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you know.
I don't do yard work like
What
that.
you don't know, you just don't know.
I just don't.
You
I'm okay with
playing
that.
with these gadgets and gadgets. That's your lane, you know.
Exactly. When it comes to yard work, manual labor, and almost slave labor, I have been through all of them.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Slave labor?
So I
But
got
back to you, yeah.
But yes. Yeah, so I got a lot done within the backyard with the hedge clippers. Then I trimmed what was coming through the fence. But I made like the ultimate rookie mistake with the hedge clippers. So I was just cutting, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I'm doing it with a plug-in one, not gas. So, okay, so I'm doing my thing, but then I'm going back and getting what I missed. Of course, I'm going to run into where the cord already is. And I cut what I thought was a weed, and it was my cord.
Definitely
I cut
cord,
my
yeah.
extension cord. I had to buy a new one.
Oh, gee, Christ.
And I was just like, I've never done this before. I've never done this before.
Probably needed a consultation.
You need some console
on that one. Yeah.
Guys,
But,
we
you know, got a new cord, or we're using this new extension cord right now for all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Multi-purpose.
You know, so man, but that was a lot. Then I had to cut my mom's grass on top of that. So yeah.
So you was all in the yard work yesterday.
Exactly.
At least it wasn't 97 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd rather do it in this weather. It warms me up. See, when it's cold. You know what I mean? So yes. So that was just a piece of my week, how I was living. So now you know that I'm not very well versed in yard work. We got that out of the way. So how
Got that out of the way.
Darius J. Probably better than me yesterday, but
Well, nah, yeah.
no, you were like,
Yeah. I did because I stayed home and did some kind of like just like mental mapping for the first part of the morning. You know what I mean? Just trying to prepare for 2019 and see what I want to, pray about and put before God to see what my next step's gonna be. You know what I mean? I kind of been, trying to. What I've been doing, just going on a spiritual tour de force.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Going through all the different areas of the path to see just serving, just in different places, different capacity, to just try to see, what I'm saying, what my best fit is. You know what I mean? Why you looking at me like that, Melly? About to get
Keep going.
switch seats.
I'm trying to tell you.
But just trying to see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like actually just trying to put plans write them down. Because most of the time I know what I want to do. I have it in my head. I go do it. But my wife been encouraging me to write these things down. Step
Let's
1,
go,
step
wife.
2, step 3, and however many steps it takes to complete it. And before she could be more of an accountability partner with it, you know what I mean? Because she was like, I know you said this is what you're doing, but I don't know if you on step 1 or step 10. You know what I mean? Because you didn't necessarily put it plain for me to see in order to be that accountability partner. So doing that stuff, then end up cleaning up the house. You know what I'm saying? Did grocery shopping. I was supposed to did meal prep yesterday. I was too tired to do it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to probably do it after I get home tonight. Stay up a little while, meal prep and stuff, and just get ready for the week. And that's it.
All right.
Oh yeah, and we did a double Friday, I think.
We did.
Oh,
we
y'all
did
were
that.
cute.
We
You
went
got
to-
my Instagram?
With the
Comment.
Happy Sumo. That was the most Me and Brittany died laughing at the guy cooking our food.
Oh man, this is great. Yes, I'm glad we're
sumo.
Happy sumo.
Oh, hurts his face.
The happy sumo.
This dude was the most unmotivated.
All right, let me tell you something.
Hibachi chef I
There's
ever
no
seen.
way this guy's the regular. Someone called out.
Yeah, someone called out.
Someone had
this
to
guy
call
was
out.
like, he was trying to do tricks.
And the owner was stepping in.
Yeah, the owner was stepping in and saying, y'all okay? And he was just like, you know how you do the onion thing and you kind of set it on fire? That joker put the onion up and he started the fire, then it it went out like he tried to go, that joker said, and he was just slapped it on, he just slapped it on.
And he didn't give it up. There were no more theatrics.
After that, he was done.
Y'all gonna get this fried rice. That's all.
Your food and stuff like that. Okay, guys, I see you later.
I tried.
I tried and I failed. And I was like, because we were just sitting there, I was like, oh, snap, he really ain't going to try.
I can see a scenario where he's the owner and he's always impressed with, like, you know, his chefs or whatever. He's like, one day that will be me. You know what I mean? And then he's like, this is my shot. This is my chance.
If I get this right, I'm going to be the esteemed hibachi chef that I always knew I could be.
Nope.
And then the onion train went out on him. And it was just like, hey, man,
that's tough.
Dream deferred.
I got to go back to doing the books.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. No more customers. He went back
hibachi
to
on Camp Creek. That's what we were talking about. You know, that sounds about right.
And the thing is, it pales in comparison to Destin. Because we were in Destin and we went to a hibachi spot there and it was just phenomenal. So
let me tell you something.
So
I got two. That's it tied with my number one hibachi spot, which is one in Augusta. That I have not had better. You know what I mean? Like I've been to Benny Hunter's everywhere, and I was just like, you know what I mean? Went to Destin, I was blown away because they gave you rice and noodles.
What? They did.
They put noodles in their miso soup.
Quit playing.
It was so good.
Where you get rice noodles in Sandy Springs?
Where?
Where?
I don't know the name of the place, but
reveal them.
I would search for it.
Yeah.
Don't pull up the Google aid.
Yeah.
Because me and my roommates went and they give you rice, noodles, and shrimp. Like two.
Hold up, is this a hibachi sit down place?
Yeah, like they cook in front of you.
Oh, what's the name of the place?
I'm gonna look it up.
Right,
it's like 5 minutes from my house. I'm not.
Lying to me, I don't know what I do.
Why would I lie?
But yes, this paled in comparison to Destin. Like I mean, there was just a whole bunch of restaurants there.
Yeah.
Like you picked 3 restaurants for us to eat at as a group, and you were like 3 for 3. Like he didn't strike out once.
I do what I do, man. I know what real good food is. I can just sense it. Exactly. I ride up to the restaurant. I'm like, this is the one.
Well, that's a gift then, because sometimes it's a miss.
It's Taki Japanese Steakhouse.
Taki.
On Ashford Dunwoody.
Oh, man, I have to tell Siobhan. Siobhan,
really
remember
good.
Taki Japanese Steakhouse.
It's really good.
But yeah, that was my weekend. My week was great. You know what I mean? I'm just looking forward to this week and seeing what we're gonna make do what it do.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
So we are about to get into the show. I will be your conductor today. More like George Carlin. That's Ringo Starr right there.
Yeah.
If you don't get the reference.
If you don't get the reference, you
too
ain't
young.
You're too young.
I had to
Your
research.
Ears is still wet behind.
That's Shining Time Station for those of you guys.
Exactly.
There were 2 conductors. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so first up,
He's gonna explain it all.
It's too young for y'all, but just in case
If you don't get it,
I'm gonna help you out. Basically, gonna tell you everything that went on the Shining Time Station.
basically, that was a great show.
it's cool.
Yes. So our first top topic winner we're gonna discuss is Mr. Sean Combs. I have to stop myself from calling him Puffy or whatever.
Diddy.
Because that's what I grew up with. Diddy was kind of after my sensibilities a little bit.
Right.
But yes, Sean Combs has opened up a second location of his charter school in the Bronx. It will open next year in September. So, yes.
Well, I always think it's good for, you know what I mean, for these prominent figures in our society that get, you know, they're highly esteemed, and it's always good to see they are willing to give back to the kids educationally. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there's so many schools in our nation that is that are failing. You know what I'm saying? Kids, even like public schools, is just you see the condition, especially in impoverished areas. You know what I'm saying? Areas that tend to get overlooked. That they don't have schools that will, enrich the kids and give them a real direction. It's more like a daycare. We feed you, we send you home. You know what I'm saying? We don't care if you learn. We don't care if you fall through the cracks. Stuff like that, man. And I think that's like one of the saddest things in our society, that we claim that we esteem education, but we don't do the things to really enrich it or to put funds towards or to put proper teachers in place.
Well, it just depends on where it is, because
that's true. Yeah, because I'm about to
in
say
some places
on my side of town, that's not a problem.
You drive up 400 a little bit.
Drive up 400,
no problem.
No problem.
But over the Bankhead,
yeah,
you might have a few problems.
There's a couple problems. And see, that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, I think that people need to, in order for those areas to truly go, people have to put money into them. And it's good that, like, some of the what we call elites in society are going in and actually trying to put schools in place and to put things there for the kids to actually have a way out other than basketball,
right.
You know what I'm saying, music and whatever. Because just like I tell everybody can't spit a hot 16, and everybody can't shoot a 3-pointer, and everybody can't run it or throw touchdowns. Exactly. There's other things in this world that people do. Regular people make the world go round.
That's true.
Right.
But what did he do exactly? Like he gave $1 million to the Harlem school, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the first location.
Yeah.
So are these his schools, or like I feel like it's the preparatory Capital Prep?
What? I can't say the name.
Yeah,
But,
Capital Prep.
Yeah.
Founder Steve Perry.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry. I don't know.
It's Steve
Everything
Perry.
Steve Harvey do, he throw that out.
That family feud in the cafeteria.
That might be lit.
Yeah.
So
Two white families.
Exactly. Fighting for their educational future.
For their scholarship.
And the Frosty Flakes.
Bro, then you got Tony the Tiger. Great. But that I feel like if people just like need to pay attention to their cities, man, like
that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point.
We all know the areas that are trouble. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That are falling under the line. You know what I mean? And it's not falling under the line just solely because the people there, because like, I always say, if they don't know no better, they can't do better. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't teach them nothing new or show them anything new, the old dog can't learn new tricks. You know what I'm saying? Without somebody showing them how to do it. You know what I mean?
That's
because
true.
People throw a lot of things out there and just say, oh, they need to do this, they need to do that. It's cool to shout from the sideline what people need to do, but if you actually get in the game, you know what it feels and how hard it is to score a touchdown against a team that is a juggernaut, not only because they have all the great players and can pay for the camps and all that stuff, but that's like just they can't win because the odds are stacked against them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And so many people don't even recognize like how everything ties in together. Like if my kids coming to school and they haven't eaten, and I'm kind of passionate about this. Right. Having worked in Bankhead, and really been in a school where it's Title I being a school that really gets a lot of government assistance. Yeah. It's like kids coming in, they didn't eat since they left school the previous day. And you wondering why they didn't do their homework. Or wondering how they got to a place where it's like, oh, well, I don't have a pencil. I don't have, but my mom didn't come home because she working 2 jobs. And it's people don't think critically to see how all these things work together. And so then when the kids aren't performing well and then got all these high stakes testing where the kids across town, they were able to get tutoring and get help. Yeah. But these kids on the other side of town are being held to the same standard. It's like, what are we supposed to do about that?
Exactly.
And so, I agree. Like, it's good when these celebrities jump in there and really see and strive to be the change they wish to see, and so, I'm all for it as long as it's not just a publicity stunt,
And that's my point too. Like, if it's not a publicity stunt and you actually trying to do something and you in there.
Right.
Just like I feel like with I Promise School, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I feel like he really thought about this and really tried to put forth something. And the thing about it, what I liked about him, he actually got in front of it and stood in front of it. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm trying to do for my community. This is what I want. I want these kids to achieve. And the thing of it is, he didn't just only do it for the kids. He put programs in place for parents.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because the thing of it is, if you're trying to, do new things, sometimes you got to dig the whole tree out the ground and move it to better soil. You know what I mean? Because if the earth, what the plant is trying to grow in is dying, you can't do nothing with it there. That place is done. You have to take that plant, cultivate it in another arena, another plot of soil in order for it to grow. You know what I mean? Because if you don't, man, you're just keeping the door to revolve. You know what I'm saying? You're not changing the outcome of the situation because they're like, this is all I know. Because once I feel like this failed, because that's just like anything dealing with our faith. You know what I'm saying? If we don't get in our word and learn and try to do new things or get disciple partners to teach us how to navigate these things, we end up just falling right back in the same system of demise that we've been knowing all our life because we used to. It feel like home.
You revert to what's comfortable.
Exactly.
Like anytime it's comfortable, you're gonna go right back to it.
Right back to it. And even if it's a death trap, you still go back to it because it was comfortable. You know what I mean? And that's what I like that LeBron James Neil doing, and I hope Puff, Diddy, whatever.
Puff,
Diddy,
P. Diddy,
Holmes, whatever. I hope that he's actually thought about this and actually trying to do it because I know a lot of celebrities do that false help. You know what I mean? Where they just say, "Hey, I did it," get in front of some cameras, take some pictures that look good, and kids don't see them no more after that.
And like hopefully it's like. It's well advised, you know what I mean, as far as like building the programs, having what you need to sustain a school like that. It seems like more often than not that's happening in today's society, as opposed to maybe in the past when a celebrity would do something like this.
Yeah. And I mean, even with these schools, like I think as I was reading about it, just Capital, the Capital Prep, they have an issue with attrition, like people really following through graduation. But it's like, that's the hard thing about charter schools. Like if you get into the system and you do what you need to do and you follow through, then it's great because they have 100% graduation college rate. But it's still the underlying issues. Is like, are these kids getting to school? Are they, it's one of those things where it's a multi-layered thing. You can't just throw money at it. Money helps. Money helps all problems. But really just figuring out what it means to dig deeper. Like you said, you gotta deal with the parents. Kids can want the best for themselves, but if they're going back home, the parents are like, "Hey, ain't nothing better out." Then they just gonna revert. So I'm hoping this really makes a difference in this community.
Yeah, man.
What you think?
Awesome.
Huh?
What is you doing?
I'm just listening.
You just like
hit the snooze button on.
Just got our eyes open just to try to
let
us know
those
she's alive.
kids slip you something when you
I was listening to figure out what I was going to say because y'all basically hit all the points.
Every single last one?
Not every single last one, but most of the stuff that I was going to share, just about like the disadvantages that these kids have, and it's good that people are investing in. But I do hope that it does become a trend. I was reading what Armani said too. He's like, it should be more of a common thing for celebrities to invest in schools. Imagine how many kids will get an opportunity if each celebrity gave to a high school. I think. I guess like what Jaz said, like money is great, but like I think even too is like thinking about the home structure as well. That's very important. Like I teach like 2 and 3 year olds, but still like they still come to school and like they act out and stuff like that. And some of that is as a result of home because like they'll be. I mean, it's definitely growing. Like they're growing as well. So and then they mimic their peers, their friends in classrooms as well. But like some of these things start at home. So it's like, your kid is with us, approximately like 8 or 9 hours a day, but then they go home majority of the time if they make it home. But I remember a guy that I used to date, he was a teacher, and he was telling me about one of the kids in his classroom that basically like the oldest one, which is in 6th grade, takes care of his younger siblings, which 2 of them was in his elementary class, and his mom was like strung out on, like their mom was strung out on drugs. And it's like, you know, they come to school with all these different problems and implications, and they're acting out because, like, you know, the dynamics at home. And so it's like Jazz said, it's a deeper layer than just education. Like, really kind of like, I don't know what that would take. Like, some type of structure, not even just getting with the parents, but just, like, trying to get together as a school and how can we, like, best accommodate these people and not just focus on, like, building their education, but their character, their, you know, their being, like basically saying that you are not your environment. Like, the things that you see, the things that you experience on a day-to-day basis doesn't have to affect the person that you can become. Not just educationally, but just as a person.
Right.
And that's what you call wraparound services.
Exactly.
Because they need all of that, man. Like, they need all the help. But, you know, even thinking about if everybody contributed, like all these celebrities, some people don't even see it as an issue. Like, you got people in the world that's like, man, you know, people just need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
By their boots.
It's like,
I don't own a pair of boots. What I do now?
my boots, if I got boots, I ain't got no straps.
Right.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Put together like Mr. T.
The Tito?
Hey, Mr. T had
Oh, that interview,
that interview he had tape around them shoes.
Keep it humble.
I used to have the.
Some people may see those as tacky.
Yeah. Hey, this is all I used to have back in the
Say
day.
that.
Mom and Dad couldn't afford some shoes sometimes. They had to put some tape on and keep on trucking.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I wonder how she felt about that.
Oh,
I
goodness.
know.
Don't get your face.
Exactly.
Oh, is that your face? Let me pick it up. Wow.
Face up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't come from affluent homes and families.
Just because I'm rich.
And she was trying to make a joke too. So what's going on with these shoes?
Exactly.
My life said one of those.
My life is not a song or a TV show. Sometimes moving on up to the east side take a whole lot more than a catchy song.
Maybe I wanted to invest my money a little bit before I splurge on some fancy shoes.
Right.
Maybe I got to figure out how I need to find that other nickel to rub together. You know what I'm saying?
So you notice Mr. T's bling got bigger as time got on.
Yeah,
so
he
he
did.
invested his money a little smarter.
Invested his money around his neck.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
You put it somewhere.
Yeah, he put it somewhere.
But you know, even this topic of education, though, it makes me think of this time where, like, I was coaching softball. Me and my wife bought one of our players a laptop.
Right.
And so we're talking to this group of affluent people that are different from us, and they were like, "So she doesn't have a laptop? Like, no. So can she go to Starbucks and Chick-fil-A for Wi-Fi?
And do what with it?
There's no
one close by.
there are no Starbucks or Chick-fil-A's anywhere near.
You know,
There's no grocery store on that
exactly.
street. Like,
Because that's like
Right.
Savon, she was walking down. Savon real big in like with food deserts because she's like, you know, she's from New Jersey and stuff like that. So she used to not having stuff around. So she was like, man, this is a food desert. She's like, these kids probably ain't getting proper nutrition
at all.
You know what I'm saying? She was like, they probably don't know how to put meals together. You know what I mean?
Ramen, right in the microwave.
Exactly.
Takis, noodles, and hot Cheetos is all
Corner
they eat.
stores.
But you know that's like, you know, people don't understand that that's the case, man. It's like, you know, just like me, I grew up in the country, thank God, you know what I mean, because it was, if I could, you know, put my hands to a little work, I can get a meal. You know what I mean? But, you know, just like here in the cities, man, like it's very hard to come across food that is nutritious. You know what I'm saying? Sleep. You know what I mean? Because like some people live in neighborhoods that they can't get sleep. There's so much going on. You know what I mean? Like you can't hardly get sleep. Or if you sleep, you ain't sleeping peacefully.
Well, I mean, Jazz, we're here in South DeKalb right now, and it's like a dining desert at times, and there's at times some ruckus.
It's a lot of activity going on. I don't know if that's fireworks or shots fired, but it's stuff going on.
But
85% of the time, it's not fireworks.
Pretty much.
like I told Savon, I said, hey, you know, it's all right for me to live on this side of town, but you know, I can't because by the time, because I was living over here around by the time I got baptized. You know what I'm saying? I was living over Mountain Industrial. You know what I'm saying? You know that apartment building on North Harrison that they got shut down. I was living over there while it was still
probably because someone got shot in the head.
Oh no, there's a lot of people got shot over there. It was not a day that people didn't get shot.
You can tell when an apartment complex, like when they change their name, just all of a sudden someone got shot in the head.
Yeah,
because
the prices go down and the renovations go up. And
man, I remember so cheap, yo. Like I was playing crackhead prices for rent, yo. Like people was like, you got a 2-bedroom for what? Yeah, I'll just pay $575, dog.
$575. Man, my first apartment on Marietta Street was $650. 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
On Marietta Street. How did you do that?
Man, look, it was a brand new apartment complex. This was 11 years ago. Now. Those apartments, man.
That's a dream.
1 bedroom, the same complex. 1 bedroom is now $1,400, and the houses around it are about $350.
Yeah.
West Midtown.
Yeah. But you know what? Once I got my roommate, me and Brian was like, nah, I'm not living over there. No.
Shout out to Brian.
Brian, what's up?
I live in Marietta. This is where I have come accustomed to living.
Yes.
I'm not going below it.
The disciple mecca for Georgia.
Exactly. It is actually. It is Marietta. You know what I'm saying? I know we had our first apartment, yo. I was like, ooh, wait.
Matter of fact, now that I think about it, me and my wife's first apartment we got married was in Marietta. It was. On Belt Road, baby.
Our Saudi Arabia.
Siobhan, I didn't even know Siobhan lived there. I said, Siobhan said, yeah, I've been living in the Viners the whole time. I said, the Viners?
When you put the in front of it, you might be a little fancy.
I said, I think I'm married.
I'll kick my
by herself.
Oh my God.
I'm so done.
Oh man. So great things. The school will open September next year, so we'll be keeping an eye on that.
For sure.
I want to do that one day too, man. You know.
That would be nice. You know, that's actually on my list of things I want to be able to do.
Mine too.
Yeah, because I definitely I don't really like going back to school, but I do want to go back to school and get my doctorate in education for impact educational policy.
I was thinking about that one day too. I said, man, you know that would be the reason I go back. You know what I'm saying? Like just to be able to open that school, man, to have that campus, man, where all the things that we be talking about on here that I can actually put into practice. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna take a team, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
And building a culture. Like,
absolutely.
If you can build a culture, you can change a community.
Yeah, because it's like, what's the name of that school? Dang. The one in Atlanta.
Ron Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
people. I love that school.
I love the culture of that school, yo. Like, they really push them kids, but push them in the right way. They don't push them to break them, they push them to excel them, and they make sure that the kids know that they're present and they are heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
they go hard. They got high standards for them kids.
Yeah, they got high standards. Woo! But I feel like they make very productive human beings.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the objective.
And they have fun.
And that's the objective.
They do have fun.
Yeah.
I have friends that have kids over there, man. Paris? We got a school trip to Paris in Italy? Man, I was excited to go to Fernbank.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I had to look at the dinosaurs a little bit.
See, all we got was the planetarium growing up.
Oh,
man.
man.
That thing's so lame.
I'm about to say, I'm going to tell you, my school field trips was very sad.
They used to tell us.
Y'all thought y'all was sad.
Oh, yeah.
You did grow up in the country.
You grew up in a place more country than where I'm from.
Exactly.
And that's saying a lot.
That's saying a lot.
Y'all both from the sticks.
Yeah.
The Savannah Civic Center. That's the most we've done.
The what?
The Savannah Civic Center.
Let me tell you something. We went to DeKalb County Farmers Market. And I was just
for a field trip.
Yeah.
Here's some fresh time.
Yeah. I mean, but they took us behind the scenes and let us see how everything was done. And that was the first time me being who I was as a kid. I was like 7 or 8. You know what I mean? I'll tell Ryan this story outside the church. I was just like, yo, that's the first time I ever seen different people. Like, I just thought black and white people existed in the world. We didn't have no Hispanic people. We didn't have nothing but black and white people where I'm from. Nothing else.
I see.
So when the dude, he started talking, I was like, hey, what kind of black person you is? I ain't never heard no black person talking like that. Y'all ain't wanting the same thing, guys. We don't talk like that.
They used to tell us at the planetarium that the telescope wouldn't play unless we were quiet.
They did us the same way.
That's when you're dealing with some.
I'm so done.
Y'all was a rowdy bunch, huh?
Exactly.
I grew up on the west side, personally.
That's how they tell the black kids to be quiet. That's how I see.
Y'all side to side the little globe and everything too.
Yeah.
We thought it was nighttime. We thought that was cool. We had to crawl through the little tunnel. You know what I'm saying? Man,
What?
You smell some strange butts, and then when you look across the road, like, some of these kids don't wash.
What were we thinking, man?
I need some wipes.
Invented wet wipes back in the day with some peppermint.
Unfortunately.
Rashad is talking to you.
Darn shame, dear.
All right, so we have another top topic winner.
Okay,
our number one, our top vote getter. We're gonna set this thing up here. So baby showers are awesome. You know, you're a parent.
I am.
You know, so you know how awesome they are. But unfortunately, one man broke up with his lady before the baby arrived. So he was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw myself my own shower."
Wisdom.
So this thing has gone viral. I saw this on BET.com like 2 days ago. And it's a full-blown
shade room myself.
Yeah, that's all.
This was a full-blown shower. Like, people came and he's like in the chair getting gifts and stuff. His girls
This is wise.
People came and broke
Is wise.
Yeah, man.
This is
the man
wise.
came up. I ain't mad at it.
He's
You know what I'm saying?
wise. He's wise in my eyes.
So yes, I need to know what the world feels about this because I have all kinds of opinions on baby showers in general. So, but y'all go first.
I'll let y'all go ahead, man.
What say you, Pam?
Well, you know, I just think it was wise.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, because now he ain't gotta pay for nothing.
Okay, that's a way to look at it.
That was all you had to say.
No, it's not all I had to say. It kind of at first glance, it kind of threw me off because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But then when I read the article, I was like, oh, well, he does have a child on the way, so you know,
it makes sense.
It makes sense, but it was still kind of awkward. But at the same time, it's like, well, I mean,
we're just not used to looking at that, like a guy throwing his own shower.
No, I just don't.
That's all it is. Societal norms, as they say.
It's nothing wrong with it. He got all the stuff that he needed.
Man. But I want you to use it though.
Listen here. Do y'all know how much kids cost? Like my kid moving into adult cost territory.
Yeah, I'm about to say
he wearing size 10
exactly.
shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't get no more child size shoes.
Not at all.
You know, the thing is though, I don't know the whole situation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's like for me, it's all about practicality. I don't know if he didn't stick with it. I don't know. They may have broken up beforehand. Who knows?
Yeah.
But all I know is the practical side of things is that stuff costs. And when you gotta put the doggone diapers in there.
Hello, somebody. That's what Jaz
12 years ago when I had my son.
Yeah.
Me and his mom were not together when she first. By the time she told me she was pregnant, we weren't together.
Oh wow!
Right.
And so the whole time I'm preparing, she preparing, we preparing, and it's like, look,
everybody prepared.
I was 18. And doggone formula and diapers ran my whole $250 every 2 weeks.
Dang.
And I was a freshman in college too. I'm trying to learn how to be a college student and a dad at the same time.
Dang.
So if somebody giving me some diapers, some formula, some a stroller, I'm packing that bad boy up and ain't asking no questions.
Shake your hand and thank you.
Thank you kindly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but just like even like we got the Atlanta Dessert Company had came in and said he did not step up.
Leaving
that's
a
what
hormonal woman.
Who?
Leaving a hormonal woman.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he stepped up and he used it to the further time, because sometimes I feel like these days some people do stuff just trying to be petty. You know what I mean? And I feel like that could have been the case.
He was petty.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like, because I was like, why would you do that? And because I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be the caregiver of this child mostly.
You're not.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, are you doing it to give it to the now mother because she would be spending most of the time, you know what I'm saying, with the kid? Because, you know, we all know, presumably, you know what I mean?
It might be a split arrangement, you know?
Yeah, it may be, you know what I mean? Just like you said, I don't know the whole ins and outs of the situation, so I can't really say, well, this is the case, you know what I mean? Well, he doing it, he using it for good, he's just trying to help gather more things for the materials for his child to have a proper adolescent growth period, you know what I mean? And but if he just out here just doing all this stuff just to you know, that would disgust me if he's being petty.
I mean, yeah, man.
Jasmine said, I tell Zoe all the time how expensive her diapers are, and that she need to make me aware when she done for real. Can't be wasting these things. Hey, that's real talk. Shoot. When you got a little boy, you just gotta make sure let the air hit it and then go and finish your business.
Yeah,
now.
go finish your business. I know you got some more.
Oh man.
But these diapers got fancy these days too.
Right,
Now, me and my wife be babysitting, they got a little stripe on there if it's wet.
Yeah, if it's wet.
Now you just, I mean, back in the day, you just had to hold the baby up. It was heavy, you know, and look a little droopy. We need to change.
You
it got the little line though.
Yeah, I mean,
I
just like, you know,
like
I told Savon, if we had kids, you know what I'm saying, my mama keeps saying we're going to have twins. I said, Savon, if you have more than 2 kids at a time, if you have quadruplets or something like that, I'm only keeping the 2 that look the most alike.
What's the other 2 going to
I'm going to line them up beside each other. Like, hey, we're going to find 2 homes for these babies. Wow. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, I moved the dot out of the way. I'm trying to improve myself. All right, this ain't happening again. We're done here.
Man, oh man. Oh, I mean, I just always have this thing about showers, okay? And I'm not a parent, okay? But my whole thing with showers is I'm grabbing that.
Yeah, okay.
Steve can catch up.
I need some babies. I'm 6 years in. I ain't scared.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's not scared, Brittany.
Lock the door.
Turn them off. Little Teddy P on that.
I'm done. Somebody walks in the door. Oh, well, I gotta go. Okay.
So my whole thing with showers is I've seen a lot of like showers, especially in the modern day, whatever. They do a co-ed showers. To me, co-ed showers are kind of short-sighted to me in a lot of ways. Because first of all, it's just kind of this one gathering where, you know, there's still kind of like female shower activities going on.
They are very female.
That is true.
And then the guys are just kind of sitting there doing this.
I mean, if there's wings involved, I'm okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
As long as there's some wings,
exactly.
You know,
I can find another brother.
I'm telling you, we gonna talk. Y'all meet no strangers.
You have to get through it. So, but my whole thing is, I want to do it a little bit old school. Have Britt have her shower with sisters, with women, and they do their women activities. And then I want like sort of like either a diaper party or whatever. Just bring me boxes, crates of diapers.
You know what I'm doing to everybody?
Okay.
My friends, they got kids on the way they shop. I'm handing out Costco memberships.
Costco
saying, hey, go a year and a half for you. Hey, go a year and a half for you.
Hey, I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Hit you up.
Hey, that's all.
Remember what you said?
Hey, trust me. That's all I do. That's what we do. We slide it in. We just like, hey,
Hey.
You're welcome.
October 28th. Keep that in mind.
Go back to this live.
Little Costco.
I'll go back.
Here go your membership. Enjoy. You know, you go after your Pampers run out, you still got a place to go get your the most biggest pack of Pampers you ever seen in your life.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, celebrate the guy too, and, you know, kind of send him off, especially if it's your first one. I would like that. You know, kind of like a
That'd be nice.
a guys get together, and then let the ladies have their like shower games and pink stuff and all that stuff. And you know, I mean, it sounds like
pink. They can't like turquoise. You know, I know some like a little turquoise.
I like teal.
But the thing though, the concept
the same as turquoise.
Something like that.
It's the same exact
It's
same.
the same thing. She just had to be controversial.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Keep going,
now she about to.
researching.
So,
you know.
So yeah, I mean,
You on camera right now. You on the phone.
I've been on the phone.
Let me tell you
research.
something.
That's our research department. In her hand.
The research department.
Yeah. So yeah, like
See,
I've never.
it's not.
So when this guy did this,
All right, my arthritis kicking up. Stretch my leg out a little.
Exactly. That's what I do all the day. I've been kicking one leg out at a time.
Two different
so
ways.
so when this guy did this, at first it rubbed me the wrong way because I was like, this guy's being kind of petty. But at the same time, I'm like, well, yes, maybe this will encourage a movement that guys just need something. Not necessarily in the nature he did it. But
The
just-
pictures I saw, it didn't look like he was doing, you know, manly things. You know,
Yeah.
like I want
Oh,
if
no.
it's a gathering for the boys, I want us to, you know, come in grunting and you know, scratching and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put a baby doll wrapped up and kick it across the living room.
I'm telling you, how about, you gotta have real practical stuff. Like, what do you do if the baby is falling down the stairs?
Exactly.
Check your reflexes. This is exactly going
These
on.
the kind of games you got to play.
Yes.
They say your baby about to roll.
I'm telling you,
Go on and get it. You know what I mean?
you gotta check your daddy reflexes.
Exactly.
That's how that works. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because sometimes babies, they start rolling and rolling and rolling.
Hey, you seen that thing where that little white woman had to chase that baby down? And she almost sat on that baby. I was about to say she almost.
That baby like flash before
Exactly.
his eyes.
And
I was scared for that baby.
without seeing the place it came from.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm gonna get a bunch of watermelons or a bunch of something like you drop it, it'll catch it.
I'm telling you, that's the real practical stuff men need help.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
just
saying?
record
Like,
that so I can laugh.
you know what? While we putting this out here, man, we can coin this, man.
Coin it.
that is true.
Exactly.
Trademark.
This could be we could plan.
This could be a service. Man shout. Well, nah, we gotta work on the word.
Don't shout out.
That's why I
Don't
paused. I said, man,
Don't shout it out. Don't shout it out.
PSA, a reminder from Darius. Actually, men do need to shower. Men and women. Everybody
Exactly.
should shower. It's always good
Everybody
to
should shower.
you know, just wash. And
Oh
do it
man,
for
you
sex.
dropped some nuggets. Nugget time.
I'm telling you.
Just wash. You know what I'm saying? If you got a dead tooth and you got dental insurance, you have no excuse to have that dead tooth in your mouth.
Hey.
Get them dead toothlesses out your mouth. Brush, floss, brush, and rinse.
Floss.
You know what I mean?
Get a little mouthwash in
Get a
there.
little
you know.
mouthwash, Listerine. Go on and get yourself. If you
I
got
don't
a
know what
Costco
Miller doing
membership.
over here. I'm scared to look over to the left.
She's
Exactly.
seat
I'm doing
flossing.
the
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say. I thought you were ranking yourself off.
Wow.
Ranking myself
man.
off.
Ranch and ranch, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
If you're from the country, you ain't gonna know what we talking
What
about.
we talking about? And if your clothes funky, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't getting the sweat pit stains
Samantha's
out
here.
out of your shirts, and you know what I'm saying, your shirt still smell like you just did a marathon.
What else, Samantha?
Put some vinegar in the water in the wash.
In the wash.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
clarification, is that white vinegar or the apple cider vinegar?
White vinegar.
White-
Don't do
okay.
apple cider vinegar.
Apple
Right,
cider
right.
vinegar
Smell like
is for
feet.
your collard greens. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of collard greens, Thanksgiving coming up. I wouldn't mind a good pot of
Favorite
greens.
holiday.
I'm telling you,
I don't
boy.
know why people try to skip over it like it doesn't exist.
You can't skip. I had to let my mama know.
Put the tree away.
What is we doing for Thanksgiving? That's the only holiday I care about. Christmas, you can keep it. If it's outside of Jesus, I don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? But Thanksgiving, I feel like that was Jesus' holiday. You know what I'm saying? At the holiday, he meant to celebrate.
Oh, so she was the Atlanta Dessert Company.
Oh, you coming here with all
I've
these
been here.
aliases.
She said, I've been here. She said, some people need to clean behind their ears, too.
I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah, because you know what I'm saying? You ever rubbed the back of your ear and smelled it? Woo! You got some
I must say, I usually just try to watch. I don't really go smelling the back of my ear.
Sometimes I'm weird, man. I just rub behind my ear.
Was that like after the gym or something? Like
yeah. Hey man, I'm telling you, like daily, if you just sit and just notice, just eat. You ever smelt the oil on top of your nose, man?
Were you about to say eat it?
No.
I thought you did.
No,
I thought you almost motioned to your mouth.
No, but it ain't like that.
Yeah.
I might just sniff strange places, but I don't taste everything.
That made it worse.
Yeah, we're just gonna slide on past that one.
That made it worse. That
didn't help at all.
It made it so much worse.
But you know,
I just don't think you realize that stuff that come out.
Bye.
You know.
But to answer your question, I have smelled like, you know, you get the oil in your nose, you know,
that's
you push it up, and it's like, man,
that's a little funky, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No oil stink, man.
It do,
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell you need to get some exfoliant for your face.
Yeah.
Also, this is why marriage works. Cause you know, I
You don't know some things.
Some stuff you just don't know till you get married.
Exactly.
And then, you know, your spouse just upgrades you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I thought I was a really clean and particular guy.
Man.
But I ain't had no bath mats in the bathroom.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, bath
yeah.
mat wasn't the thing I was doing.
Yeah.
Bath mats are so essential.
Exfoliating.
Yeah.
Why don't put me up on exfoliating with exfoliating beads? I got good skin, but it's just like, you know, I thought water fixed everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, just drink a gallon a day.
I had like all kinds of stuff, man. I just started using her stuff. I just like,
Hey.
I'm filming Mela judging us.
And then, you know, just
fine, judging you. Wait till you get a spouse.
I'm not judging.
And he upgrades your life.
I want the upgrade.
You know what I'm saying?
I just can't relate right now.
Put some Crisco on your knees. You look like you've been taking shit.
Little Crisco, you know, little dab of shorten it.
I'm not judging.
For those of you who don't know what Crisco is,
yeah,
you
it's
know.
something that people used to use back in the day to fry chicken, and they actually fried the best.
The best chicken.
I don't
and don't let it happen outside the big old cauldron.
Yes.
Boy, man, let me tell you
I'm
something.
too suburban
Best
for that.
chicken you put your mouth on.
Stephen did to know about that. That's a country thing. You gotta go in the country.
You gotta go in the country.
Like,
when they frying chicken over fire.
I'm telling you, the chicken you about to eat actually might have just walked past you.
Exactly. You might have seen that chicken that AM. You know what I'm saying? And you was like, oh, that's such a nice looking chicken. And your granddad lost a friend. Yeah, gonna look real good.
You lost a friend and gained a dinner.
I'm telling you, that thing good with the Crisco though.
I'm telling you, man. Yo, I'm telling you, because we killed a cow like that, man. The dude didn't want to kill his cow. So we went out to the pasture, you know what I'm saying? And dude got the old shotgun. He was like, hey. He looked at that cow before he killed. He said, you don't had your last grab. And blowed his head off. I said, yeah! And the dude broke down in the field crying. Like, oh! Hey, that dude threw the shotgun back across his back and walked out.
Well, that was a good sirloin, though.
I'm so done.
Oh,
I was like, oh my God, you just killed that dude. I ain't never seen nobody cry like that on a cow. I was like, what?
You know, cows are actually endearing animals, though. Like,
They are.
You spend a little time around the cow, you're like, man.
They get used to you.
They get used to you. Come up to the fence, talking to you.
I be
That's
like,
so sad.
I was like, hey man, I told people I live in the country. I just can't look at. I friend you so long while you around, but we do both know this. There's an expiration date on you.
There's an end to this friendship.
Just like I told my sister about Charlotte Will one day. I said, Will actually ain't gonna be around that long. After these credits,
that cartoon.
these credits on that pork belly finna turn to bacon.
Pork Lord.
Charlotte.
Exactly, because I was like, hey,
So done.
They want to hear last words.
Radiant.
And last word, R.I.P.
He begging.
I'm so done.
That's some pig.
Samantha just asked we been cow slapping. I ain't never slapped no cows before.
Cow slapping.
You watch too much TV.
Is that like?
I've heard of cow tipping.
Is that the same as cow tipping?
I don't know.
You don't tip it all the way. You just slap the cow and run.
You wanna die.
We used to get it like a cattle prong, you know what I'm saying? And we used to just get in and chase each other.
I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that.
BB guns.
They just made their way into my grandpa's yard. I chased them back to their side of the fence. But
now I'm gonna tell you, an animal that'll fight you for real, a chicken. Like if you get the root after you, he ain't playing.
He ain't playing at all.
He like, you think it's real?
So you run up behind the cow in the dark. And slap it real hard.
So the question is, have you done that?
Your chest kicked off? I'm about to say that don't go in the real life.
Nah, man.
I'm not playing with
cows. First of all, there's maneuver.
That's the same thing Rashad said. Sound like you want to get kicked.
I'm trying to tell you, no.
Not at all. I'm gonna stay on the side of the sirloin. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to milk cows and get sent back to Jesus. No,
not at all.
I don't play with cows like that, man.
Man.
This makes me appreciate my country experiences. The summer I was in the country. Any other time I was in the city, so I got the best of both worlds. I can be sophisticated and sedated, and his country is cornflakes. You know what I'm saying? Not little frosted flakes.
Corn with the chicken on the.
You gotta add sugar.
Yes.
You got to frost your own flakes.
She did it in teen camp.
If you what kind of teen camp? They wasn't trying to do their job at all. They had y'all signing all types of waivers at teen camp.
Exactly. It was like
we are not responsible.
We are not responsible for your children at camp because they slap cows here, and we can't guarantee they come back the same way they came.
You may or may not have a face when you leave.
Right.
It's okay.
Are you gonna slap the cow, governor?
Wow.
Whoa!
Oh man.
Wow. Well, how did we get here?
I don't know. That's why I'm
Yes.
from the fish on a baby
We
shower.
were talking about the baby shower.
Yeah, that's what we started. How did we get?
I don't know how we got to the
See,
cow.
Mel, I run a looser ship around here. Cut loose.
Jazz hands.
But now to the task at hand, we have J.D. Vick here with us, among
studio.
us.
Been enjoying myself.
We brought you on because, man, you got your hands in so many things, man.
Yeah.
You are an inspiration, and tell us what
myself is a jack of all trades, but really, I love what I'm able to do now. Like I'm an outreach pastor at the Path Church, and really over the last few weeks, I've been able to see just kind of my passions come to life, even in the form of just being able to go to Flint, flying to Flint, and really, sending almost 4 tons of water in. Boy, that was an adventure to say the least. But really just being able to see those old people who really they didn't have family that would come and and really just trying to make it the best they can, and being able to see them so excited, like they were like, yeah, this young man came from Atlanta. You came from Atlanta? I got a cousin in Atlanta. There are things that you do when you're 19 that you just do because you're young. It's cool to see, and music ministry, and being able to really just be a part of something and create a culture. Like I'm really big on creating culture.
Right.
I had to retire from coaching this year. For now, I'm definitely gonna return to coaching. Might coach a baseball team soon, but really. Just being that any way I can help and be that listening ear for people, and and really realizing like people a lot of times don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
And I realize that just looking back, people look at me like this old sage now. I'm like, yo, I'm not that old, but
I'm still very much under the line. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I ain't Mike Patterson old. You know what I mean?
Oh man! Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to Mike. You get me when you get me.
OG Pat Dollars.
Exactly.
As Marquise would say.
We have to wait a few more episodes to have
OG Pat Stacks.
Yeah, because Mike want to get on here and talk about some serious stuff. He really want to talk about. I said, you trying to start
he wants like a history symposium.
Exactly. I'm on here with my doctor specs on.
I forgot my spectacles in the car. You know, I've been rocking the specs the last few
You
days.
bring the tablets up in here.
Like Mr. Patterson.
Or the steno pad, but anyway. Talk about me. But yeah, man, you know, I have my hands in quite a few things. You know, we have a great partnership with FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and even there, like, you know, it takes a lot for teenagers to warm up to you, especially, you know, fortunately we get to serve people in what people call the inner city or the hood, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's cool to really see them respond to you. Like, the fact that they run up to you and dap you up is a victory, because you're like, I don't know you.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Like, you know, and I say all the time, like, loyalty is the currency of the hood. And so if they know you're going to return, they know you care about them, they know that, you know, like, and, you know, even passing, you know, we meet for church on Bankhead. And it's like, earlier we were riding and I passed the wall. It was a place where one of my players' moms got shot on Mother's Day. You know, and really that's what draws me to these kids is like, you know, there's real life stuff going on. And people are like, you know, why can't you test? But it's like, your mom got shot 4 times and ran over on Mother's Day.
Right.
And so being able to be a beacon of hope and light in these situations where, you know, they were, you know, me and my wife got there, and for whatever reason, I don't know why I wore a blue shirt that day.
Right.
But I probably shouldn't have. But the fact that all those kids, I'm going to plant some seeds. You know, I'm going to water the seeds, and if you catch it, you catch it. You know, so that's a lot of what I do, man. And, you know, people ask all the time, like, what does your day look like on a daily basis? And it's usually phone calls after phone calls after phone calls. That's what it looked like. You know, and Bible studies in between those phone calls. So, you know, when I'm able to just go outside and toss the ball with one of these teenagers and just talk about life, that's what really, you know, helps me. Like, you know, so.
That's good, man. You know what I mean? So what actually got you on this path? Like, what inspired you to just say, you know what, I want to take up this mantle. I know this is the direction that I want my life to go in. Like, is it something that you like naturally fell into, or is it something that took a thought process and some godly intervention to get you to the point?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. Because what's crazy is, and I think it kind of speaks to God's sovereignty, is like, my mom found old pictures, which apparently she likes to bring up at brunch with my friends.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do it again.
But, you know, I found pictures where it was like, I'm standing at a little Mr. Microphone with a stand. I was a spoiled child. You know, I had to stand with the Mr. Microphone. But I was preaching in a turtleneck and diapers.
Come on now, turtleneck and diapers.
Like, I was doing a lot of hooping and no reading. But I look back at that, I'm like, man, like it was providence, and I had to go through a lot of the stuff I had to go through. I had to make a lot of bad decisions. But you know, I think back, like, if I didn't, you know, have my son, I would have been at Cornell and not Georgia State. If I was in New York, then who's to say I would have, you know, met guys like my best friends, you know, like Quay and Torn, and you know what I'm saying? It's like being a listening ear. You know, it's just I didn't really have them. I didn't have much to point them to other than my secular humanism. And so when I, you know, God intervened and really like put a screeching halt to where I was going, you know, it was like, oh, well, I get an opportunity to help people and point them to something that has true hope. Like, I get to point them to something that goes beyond myself and my reasoning. Because we're all limited in our reasoning.
That's true.
You know, what I know at 19 is not what I know at 30. You know, but you know, what I know at 50 is definitely not what I know now. So, you know, I think it was a little bit of both. It really just, you know, it's crazy to think even how I ended up at Coretta Scott King. It's like, you know, I love those girls now. You know, and they're really of my life, and you know, and my first couple months there, I hated it. Like, you gotta think about it. 6th through 12th grade, all girls. Most of the staff are women. You know, no offense, but that's a lot of estrogen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I need to go find a closet to hide in real quick. But
my lunches are taken in solitude.
And I barely got a lunch. And like, Mr. Vick, they gave me a walkie-talkie. So all the kids thought I was an administrator. So they'd be like, I want to go to Mr. Vick's office. He got snacks. But, you know, my dad was a snack plug, so it was all good. But, you know, just even there, it's like I've seen God's providence through all of it. And it's like, man, you know, if this didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened. If this didn't happen, then this wouldn't have happened. And it just gives you a different perspective on even hardship. It's like, I got to go through the hard stuff to get where God really wants me to be. And so, you know, that's really how I got here now.
That's good, man. You know what I mean? God ordering steps, you know what I'm saying? Even before we even notice it. But, you know, and two, like some things is even like I recognize in you, like you're a very giving person, as even you say, you give your all and you don't give. The thing I like that I see in you is that you don't give without purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like every time you give it to somebody, you actually saying, hey, I am imparting into you part of me. You know what I mean? And I feel like that will help buy in, you know what I'm saying? Because if you authentic and genuine, you know what I'm saying, people gonna respond better to that, you know what I mean? Instead of just saying, hey, what's up? I'm JD Vick and I'm doing my daily saying. Like a lot of people, you be like, hey, you know, you could come talk to me anytime except you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
I got 2 hours for office hours for the whole church.
You got to go through a person to get to the person. It's just like it's not a
automated.
It's not.
I wouldn't mind a person.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, but even like that, it's just hard. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I tell people, man. Like, you know, coming up, you know what I'm saying. So it's like that's one thing that like kept me away from churches.
Yeah,
it's like I couldn't. For all humans.
People be people.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You have to allow, you know what I'm saying, certain times that people have to rest. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's just like, I think that's a very, you know, the very essence of like just being in the ministry like that and serving in that capacity. You have to understand like your boundaries, what you can give, and when it's time to tap out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think this, to me, I still was like, I still don't understand balance. That's right. I'm like, I try to balance this one. Like, you don't put too much on your plate again. Like, you know how I be.
I like Thanksgiving. I like a full plate. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I want my hog moss, and I want my stew beef and oxtails.
And my greens
I put my greens
with some ham in it.
Exactly.
Not that turkey stuff, but anyway.
Yeah, not that turkey stuff. Why you looking
like
like
turn
that?
your face up like that? This is judgment.
Y'all too quiet today,
yeah,
man. I'm not used to you and
what?
Yeah, you just been chilling today,
You have
man.
been.
I'm listening.
You ain't got no questions.
It's
Is that watch there? See, I just noticed
it's not. It's not this watch. It's not.
I kept him to like, oh, why does she keep looking at her watch like that? But no, it's an actual.
And Steve, you quiet over there too.
I'm Mr.Conductor.
Conductors
I don't know.
How we know what destination we get?
I know what question.
What's up?
Oh, the date now you
It's not a serious question.
I know it wouldn't.
I was gonna say, when is your hair gonna grow into your ears?
See, this is what happens when your mom show pictures of you when you were a kid. You know, my mom, we went to brunch. My mom decided to pull out pictures of when I was a kid. You know, I mean, I like to think my head grew into my ears now.
Exactly.
But back in the day, you get that skinny fade around the side, a little bit on top. Mm-hmm. My ears was protruding, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I had to grow into my teeth. My two front teeth look like 2 slices of loaf bread.
2 slices of white bread.
Exactly. Well, them girls was ginormous. I'm out here talking about I'm Dracula. Say that again, sir. Don't never mind. I'm leaving.
Oh man.
You know?
Oh man. So like the many things that you get into, you know, whether it's bin coaching or outreach, you know, because you're mainly over our campus ministry.
Yeah.
So that's what you talk about when you're building young men and stuff like that. So those two things, coaching and ministry, do you feel like they kind of play hand in hand the longer you've been doing both of them?
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the things that my students really marvel at is like, they're like, Coach Vick don't cuss. Which, for them is like,
that is a feat.
You lying. You know you cuss. And it's like, it takes a lot for them to actually get under my skin. Yeah. And I think, ministry really preps me for that. Because it's like, well, after you've been told a lot of things I've been told before, it's like, there's really nothing a little teenage girl can say to me to really get under my skin.
Yeah.
And so, even coaching, I feel like coaching in ministry, or just any position where you're in a leadership space, it's like, it's important to create a culture. And like I said earlier, like I'm really big on creating a culture. Like, whether it's we all got, our own handshake, or we got, we have something that we're buying into, because all people want is authentic. Like, just what you were saying. Like, I think the thing that helps me to be that, to be authentic, to be real with people is like, that's what was given to me. Like, growing up in the South, growing up in the Baptist church, it's like, the pastor talk to you?
Yeah, like, exactly.
So like, the first time I came to church, it was like, Angel studying the Bible with me?
Right.
It was like 1 o'clock at night. Like, I'm legit. And I'm like, oh, that's something else. So it's like, even with coaching, it's just, it's creating a culture of, hey, this is where we're going to go, and this is where we're going to get together. And even yesterday, with the music ministry, like I was talking about culture, and having a vision for the music ministry. And it's like, I think when people know where you're trying to go collectively, then people can get on the bus. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just like this book called The Energy Bus. Like, the goal is to get people on the bus. Like, nobody wants to drive an empty bus.
Yeah.
And so, it's important to really, have a bus that people want to get on.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to say, Ashley said Ashley got a question. I don't know if she was just, I know how she do. She said, how do you balance it all?
Work, Bible study, love, life, ministry. How?
I don't know if I know a secret formula. I've had to learn it's okay to rest. I think one thing about me, and I think it applies to anybody that's ambitious, is you gotta be okay with letting God do the work. And so it's like, there are times when you need to be diligent. There are times when you need to be focused. There are times when you need to put your nose to the grindstone and say, you know what, from 9 a.m. to midnight, I'm working. Right. But there's other times when it's like, okay, let me make sure that I'm prioritizing these things that need to get done. So it's like, all right, if I look at my schedule and I'm like, man, have I prioritized what's in line with my life vision, my family vision?
Yeah.
Like, I have a vision for me personally, and I have a vision for my family. And so if my schedule is in alignment with that vision, it's like, okay, this is a good schedule. And I get a lot of advice. Like, there are times where I'll talk through my schedule, like email today. Every week on Sunday I send an email with my schedule. And then we talk about it, like me and Angel and Mike, be like, hey, is that the best use of your time? Because honestly, there are times where you just gotta say no. Like, I love everybody, but I'm one man, and so there are times like, you know what, I can't do that. Let me see if I can find somebody that can help you, but I can't. Or you better learn to leave a voicemail, because I don't know if you called or not. You ain't leave no voicemail. I might,
I don't know how busy people's phones is. Y'all think people just sitting there waiting. I tell people, just like, people get upset with my brother and me, and like, hey man, call you, try to let you know about this, and I was just like, let me tell you something, man. My phone rang all day.
All day.
I was like, I talk to many people daily, and I was just like, I leave a voicemail or text me, anything, because if I missed your call, I missed it. You know what I mean? It
Right.
wasn't because I wanted to. It's just like, dude, you want a 50.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? So, just
ride with me for a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
one day, just ride with me. You feel like, oh. Okay.
I tell you, I said, y'all just think I really just sit around and just push trucks around Atlanta and stuff like that. I said, dude, I do a lot of stuff, man. I just want you to sit in the truck with me one day and come visit me and all when I have to do all paperwork. And then, like, you come alive and you choose to clock out and come in today.
I'm trying to be here, y'all. I really am. But I do have a question, though.
Okay. Is it anything
It's serious.
of the tomfooleriness?
It's not tomfoolery, I promise.
Tomfooleriness.
So, with ministry and the things that you're involved in,
Talk to the microphone.
is this better?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a whole lot better, actually.
So,
Never again. Never
Done
again.
talking to the
I'm not.
You're not-
Take over, Stevie Neil.
you're not done talking.
I'm not doing this.
With ministry and everything that you're involved in, I'm trying to ask a serious question.
All right, bring it back. yeah.
So,
See, I have it on YouTube now, and see this. I'm not doing this again.
all right. In action.
Man.
Oh, so you just gonna go into my next topics, huh? Yeah. You supposed to be the conductor. You supposed to let Miller just steal your...
First of all, I didn't know it was an action topic.
You didn't submit your questions. I didn't know who's.
Woo! You didn't submit your question.
I played the
Who is?
fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
We talked about this last night.
We did.
It's about midnight.
Like, there's levels of vulnerability.
It is.
Because there's the vulnerability I give the campus guys, which is a very real, like, you get a very real glimpse at who I was, so that you can understand, like, I'm not just this dude who was just, talking about Jesus since the womb.
Yeah.
But then there are things that I even temper with them and just kind of censor with them just because, like, well, there's vulnerability I have with my married friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a level of insight that I give them into my life. And then there's like ministry vulnerability where it's like there's stuff that I only talk about with other ministers who are in a similar position where it's like, everybody can't necessarily understand the demand. Overall, I think it's really important just because it helps you stay grounded.
Yeah.
Like Paul talks about, there was a thorn given to me to keep me from being conceited. And I think for me, I have my thorns.
Yeah.
And I like to talk about my thorns, whether it's in, while I'm preaching and, I'll share some stuff. Y'all, anybody that's heard me preach knows something about my life,
right.
And then even today, Angel is going to talk about the whole front row like that, but I looked around like, me and Quay was on the front row. That's enough sinful jokers. If you take everybody else out.
Corner right there is enough.
Just the two of us, and then I had a few people to my left too. So vulnerability overall is just really important because, it's like honestly, you have to be able to discern like what's going to be beneficial for this particular audience.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things I'm not going to talk about with the sisters.
Yeah.
It's some gut level vulnerability I'm going to only talk about with the guys. But I think overall it's just be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Nah, Quay, you but overall it's just
help them with, because like I say, all right, I got to share a part of my life with you for you to understand that you just think I'm out here doing good all the time. It ain't like that. I don't wake up on the right side of the bed.
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I wake up, I ain't even in the bed. I'm like, how did I get here? You know what I mean? Like, and because you have to, like, people that be trying to honestly survive, you know what I'm saying, and actually live a life to the full in their discipleship, you have to understand that if you don't give people the vulnerable side of you in order for them to educate the filters, like Jesus had to come as a man for us to understand, like, hey, a life that Jesus had is attainable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't strive for it because he did it. You know what I mean? Now, are we going to come through it blameless and stuff like that. No, but he was like, hey, I know you're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
But you can go through it.
You know man for sanctification and justification.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? And I feel like that vulnerability and even coming out of the way, I feel like the way you can come out of different adversities is being vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you just say, oh, I'm struggling. For what? I don't know. You know, because some people will just say, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
And you like, what? That's so broad. Like, did you struggle to put
nothing.
your shoes on? You know what I'm saying? You ain't say nothing. Now, y'all just like say, I put salt on my chicken today. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Too much though.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
I watched it
Like,
with this today.
and that's what I tell people. Like, man, you have to, in order for me to help you, or in order for I have to know what you're going through. Get to the root of it. Because if we don't get to the root of it, this is going to happen again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, if you don't feel like you can be open with me, find that person you can be open with like that. So they can help you. You know what I mean? But if you
joint clinking and clanking.
Clinking and clanking.
You know, just doom, 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 doom.
Yeah.
Sound like Jacquees when it start up.
Oh!
You know that. You know that. And then, what? You go to the mechanic and be like, I need an oil change.
You need a lot more than an oil change.
You almost need a new car.
You 10,000 miles past the oil change.
We're in another territory.
You know, I need a transmission or something. But you know, it's just like it's just like that. Like you can't be helped and you can't really grow and be who you need to be as a productive human being if you don't really see your deficits. Like like you know, that self-awareness is huge. Like and you know, that may be a part of it. Like people may not be good at vulnerability. You know, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So
Cause that's go ahead.
Oh, it just makes me think of a scripture in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Get some scripture for y'all. In verse 12, it says, if you think you are standing strong, be careful not to fall. The temptations in your life are no different from what others experience. The reason why I share this is because I feel like a lot of the times, like, for me, the reason why it's hard to be vulnerable or to express myself is the fear of being judged or looked at differently. But then I think I read this and it's like, and then I do practice vulnerability, you know, especially in my household. And once I'm vulnerable, you know, I realize a lot of similarities that my roommates are going through as well. And that brings us to closer together as a result. To where now that we have that space that we can share and be open and like be ourselves, but then also like when we really need to talk to one another and it's a serious matter of like that it's crucial to our spiritual being, that we have a safe space that we can share with one another. Like we're going through similar things. It may not be exactly the same, but I know that I can come to you and be vulnerable and not be judged and know that you're going to point me back to God, or we're going to pray, or we're going to seek God together, or whatever the case may be. So I think even just practicing it enough till you get to a point where you're not fearing what people are going to think, like they're not going to help you, or they're going to look at you differently, or this is going to change the trajectory of your friendship or relationship or your relationship. So I think just like putting it into practice will kind of like create this habit of like understanding that there are people, especially in your circle, that
when it comes to you getting vulnerable and open, like it really is for you to get the forgiveness. Like if we go on the biblical route, it's like, you know, he who renounces his sin will find mercy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, confess your sins to one another so that you may be healed. Yeah. And so it's like, it's really about you getting healing. It's about you receiving mercy. Yeah. And, you know, I think for us, especially in this age, you know, as a sociologist, I'm always thinking about like, how does our current context impact how we see things? Yep. And when we're in this social media age where, you know, people are able to put the best filters, they're able to put the best content, they're able to put, you know, we don't see people's progress, we don't see their process. You know, so it's like, you know, there have been times where I may want to start something and I want it to be at the end result that I desire, as opposed to just starting. And it's like, you know, there are people that I've appreciated them sharing the process. Like, you know, even when it comes to campus ministry, like I got brought into campus ministry. It was the second biggest campus ministry in the state.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I just saw that. And now that I'm having to be a part of building one from the bottom, from the ground,
Yeah.
I'm able to have these conversations with those who have gone before me who say, you know what, this is what happened. Like when you're building, this is normal.
Yeah.
When you're beginning, this is normal.
Yeah.
And, so it's just about being able to be okay with the vulnerability for your sake, and so in that way, it's kind of okay to be selfish.
Yeah.
Because it's like you need the freedom, you need the forgiveness, you need the mercy, and so Samantha asked, what of those that aren't self-aware or stagnant people? I mean, honestly, I think a lot of that also comes with prayer.
Yeah.
I say.
Can't fix everything on your own.
Everything ain't about some being able to just plant the seed. Like, so you plant the seed, somebody else water it, and then God makes it grow.
Yeah.
And so it's not about you being able to fix it or being able to move that stagnant person. And, something that we learned in the marriage retreat last year, Dr. Garman's, he even talked about sometimes we try to pull people over to our side. Yeah. Y'all remember that exercise?
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes you got to walk to the other side and walk that person over to your side.
Exactly.
And so it may not necessarily be that they just don't see your way. It may be like you got to do the extra work of walking over there and saying, you know what? Let me see what you looking at over here, because from where I'm looking, you look real ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because it's like, even when you were talking about being self-aware, like, that's one thing that I tell people that I try my best. That's one of the things I always work on. I try to see, because I would tell somebody, like, yo, I don't know how to do this. It may sound funny, and like, hey, you 35 years old, you supposed to know how to do this. I don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to allow people to get there, because that's not an easy place. It was not easy for me to get to that place, because just like I tell people, being who I was as a child, that was not me. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't know, I'd fake it till I make it. You know what I'm saying? But I learned that got me behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I could have just said, excuse me, I don't know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I go behind and say, struggle. People be passing me, and I be like, yo, they getting really far ahead of me, man. Like, what am I doing? I'm smarter than them. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you have to realize, man, we sometimes are our own stumbling block.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we have to end up, sometimes just like people have to say, people like, but, and just like, this lady used to tell me all the time, she was like, hey, sometimes you got to get your butt out the way and let God work.
Watch out, man.
Okay,
I'm going to have to use that in a sermon right there.
Write that down. Write that down,
Ashley. To me all the time. She says, you got to get your butt out the way and let God do the work. And I'd be like, well, I want to say butt again, but I can't after that. You know what I'm saying?
But you did.
And like, you have to, like, even like Jaz was saying, like, man, you have to allow yourself to be like, you know what, I can't fix this. Because I think there's some things, even as a man, you need to understand that person, I can tell Siobhan something, but it come across better if I show Siobhan something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I say, all right, this is what I was trying to explain, and I show her step by step with her, actually getting into it, doing it, and just not shouting instructions, because it's like, sometimes saying something to a person ain't the same thing as showing a person how to do it, because, you know what I'm saying, we have to understand people have different learning curves. You know what I'm saying? Some people are auditory, some people are visual. You know what I mean? Some people actually have the application of both. Instruction while touching what they need to touch in order to, put this thing together. You know what I mean? And that's just the, you know what I mean?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? What you over here laughing at, man?
Nothing. You're speaking a word here, Darius, today.
On what? You been quiet the whole time. Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot every time.
1, 2, 3.
I touch you in your face.
Touch me.
Yeah, I mean.
But no, it really has been a pleasure, JD, Vic.
They on finger and just leave them there. Like, you remember this strain mean that I was here. And once you get to the place where I'm at, I'll be there when you get there.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
Bad advice.
Perfect perhaps not.
So,
we're gonna get into our final thoughts.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Man,
I'll start over.
How
here.
you gonna just say let's do that? He the conductor, man.
Chill
Chill out, man.
I'm trying.
She saw that as like me admitting how like I was like handing her the baton. Maybe I don't know.
No, I didn't see it as
I'm
that.
gonna be conductor next week.
Okay, well you can do it.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
Okay.
I'm going free spirit. So this shit will go all the way out the red.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So final thought for Stevie Neil.
Me.
Stevie Neil.
Just a shout out to one of our topics that did not make it. Just the special edition Brooklyn Nets jersey.
With the Coogee sweater.
Yes, with those Coogee collars, man. I mentioned this because my wife is from Detroit, so she was huge in the Coogee, back in the time, and she's like, I gotta get her one now. I gotta find that jersey.
Bringing Coogee back.
Yeah. They
Bring Carl Canal back too.
Hey, they embroidered the NBA jerseys with the Coogee.
Well, yeah, it's to honor Biggie Smalls because it's Brooklyn or whatever. So it's gonna be their city edition jersey for this year. So they're gonna wear it a few times. So now I gotta find that jersey.
I like that Charlotte.
Make
City
myself a
edition.
little broker. Oh, the Charlotte one.
The Charlotte one was.
That was
clean.
Yeah, that was clean.
Get some
Yeah,
paper
I like
matches
that.
the same color.
Oh,
But anyway,
Man. So yeah, something superficial for my final thought, I guess. But I just thought the jerseys were dope. They were cool. So.
That's all you had to say about it. You just thought they were dope and cool, man.
And I love that hip hop or just culture in general.
That's right. Open it up, Steve.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Culture in general is really crossing over, like, our tastes now are being reflected, in our clothing, into the mainstream. Because I felt like there was a time where it took a while for relevant popular culture to really come across in relevant fashion.
Yeah.
There was like this delay. There was this generational delay, like, because the gatekeepers of the mainstream were still in another era, but it's almost like now they want to tap into what is happening now. And I salute Nike for that.
Appreciate you, Nike. You are becoming more pro-black as we go by, but we still all know it's just business and you're trying to make the most.
Of course.
Gotta get them ducats.
Exactly. You got to
Of
get them
course.
black dollars.
Black is beautiful.
We throw $1 trillion back into the economy and don't see a penny of it. Well, anyway.
They're finally seeing it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and final thought of Mr. Big.
Think we seeing it, man?
Huh?
Oh, touch the nerve. I'm finna go in on the 1 minute. I'm like, you think we ain't seeing nothing? The government ain't giving us nothing. They gentrifying the hoods. You know what I'm saying?
Pushing us out.
When they put a Starbucks there, you know you got a time limit on
Giving
your
us
stay.
housing vouchers.
Exactly. They out here handing you housing vouchers for them. You can't even buy another house nowhere else.
Oh, my God.
Supposed to get a McDonald's Happy Meal. Speaking of
Exactly.
McDonald's Happy Meal, Rashad got to take his son out for his birthday. But final thought. I think the big thing that I want to leave people with is, invest. More than anything, if you invest, whether it's your time, whether it's your energy, whether it's your resources, invest wisely. And as you invest, recognize that you won't see the dividends immediately, but be okay with losing something now to get something greater in the end.
That's good. That's good.
That applies to so many things.
That's
So
the
many.
JD.
Yeah, so many things. Just don't think about people here invest. You just think about money. Listen to what he said now.
Listen closer now.
Listen closely.
Learn you something.
Don't let it go over your head. You know what I'm saying? Listen with your ears, not your mouth.
Right.
Go, Melody G.
Oh,
I told
yeah. Final thoughts. I met Maya Moore last night. It was great.
That was awesome.
you. Coming to church.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I just derailed the whole thing.
But anyways,
That's crazy.
my final thoughts would be to what are y'all doing?
We're paying attention. We're paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Listening,
Practice vulnerability.
Mm.
That's it.
Okay. That's all you got. I look like you've been drinking red Kool-Aid.
Man, listen.
I
I got the Hawaiian punch from.
That's the best flavor. In case y'all
operate in your lane. Don't worry about what's to the left or to the right. And what the mustard and the mayonnaise mean, that's the white and yellow lines in the road. So keep it in between that. Stay in your lane. And just learn to operate yourself, you know what I'm saying, before you try to learn to operate others. Because I feel like, even like a lot of talks that I had with brothers and sisters this week, it's just like everybody been trying to steer other people into the way that they want them to go instead of just accepting that people are. You know what I mean? You have to understand that, like, different people operate in different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you expect people to operate on your level, you know what I mean? It ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Just like you had to get there, they got to get there too. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody didn't wake up knowing everything. You know what I mean? So if you ain't...
Yes.
Yeah.
So, this has been...
That button. Ring-a-ding that bell.
Ring the bell. Ring it.
Man, like an old slave.
old haggard little woman. Eustace?
Not Eustace. That's that came from the court. Anyways,
like a marigold.
Marge.
anyways, hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
Button. Hey, we about to get out here and
ring that. No, seriously.
Yeah,
because we had 15 people on here at one point.
Hey,
so all the people that didn't respond, y'all know who y'all are.
Exactly.
Please subscribe.
Latasha, I'm gonna just say this at the end.
Bell.
If you don't come view us, I know you don't like to come off Facebook, but I'm sending you a message.
Sending you a message.
I hope this reach you.
I hope it reach you.
Come to YouTube.
Come to YouTube.
While you in your house.
While you in your house.
You can
on your smart TV.
You can shoot it over to your smart TV. All you have to do is press the button and go to your TV. And you and your family can enjoy
sounds
it.
happening there.
Exactly.
You know.
Yes.
You know, so, just watch this. Get Grant, you know what I'm saying, or Kennedy to help you get over here. You know what I mean? They will usher you into the way of YouTube. And that's all I got.
All right. So now with the proper send off.
Yeah. This is Darius J.
And I'm Stevie Neil.
And this your girl Melody.
With special guest
JD Vick.
And we out.
It's
Convrs8.
We talked about it.
Mel, I'm have words that you gotta get out here. Oh, we had ended.
Wait, what?
Can we cut that last part out?
Oh, when
no.
we...
Oh, no, we just ended. I was like, oh, shit, that's why she moved the mic away from me.
Oh, okay.
Good, man.
Because I think we lost the stream at one point.
Yeah, we did lose the stream.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
because Ashley
What the
texted
good
me and
thing-
said it froze.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about YouTube is just pick
Ashley
back
said
up
what
where
did
it
Rashad
left
son
Yeah.
had to do with anything.
Oh, dang.
Because my tablet died.
Siobhan must have been watching here.
I forgot to put it in power save mode, so I
Oh.
switched it to my phone.
Getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Well, those wings I posted on Instagram, I'm going to heat those up, put some more sauce on them real quick. So, yeah, we probably got to sign off this.
I'm fine with that.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Agreed?
Alright.
Oh, sorry, man. Yes, Russ. So, yes.
Goodbye.
Sayonara. Till next week.
Till next week. Till next Domingo.
All right. Sliding to